We just looked this up. So there was a soundbite of her saying she really wanted her merch that she's selling to be prestige.
Yes.
Not prestigious. She wanted it to be prestige.
Yeah.
But at like a price point everyone can afford.
Yeah.
So we looked it up. She's got a raspberry spread under the As Ever label.
Love it.
Raspberry spread. You can get it for $14. Or you can get it at Walmart under the Smucker's label for $3.47.
Right.
Herbal lemon ginger tea. As Ever will charge you $12. Or you can get it from Yogi for $4.46. Shortbread cookie mix, As Ever, will charge you $14. My Better Batch, which is high end, $7.99.
Right.
Then there's Wildflower Honey with honeycomb. As Ever, $28.
Yeah.
Amazon, $11.
Right.
And then there's Crepe Mix, which you can get from her for $14, or you can get it from New Hope Mills for $5.
Yep.
So you tell me whether this person has actually landed the plane.
Right.
On prestige, but totally affordable.
Well, what's brilliant about what she's doing is she knows people want to spend money, and spending money makes them feel like they're getting something that's better, even though it might not necessarily be true.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's brilliant. You can tell when you watch the show, she thinks people we're all animals. Yeah. And that's her view. She just thinks we're all monsters and we're all just kind of pigs in the mud. And that she's helping us with jam and honey. It's also very weirdly British, isn't it?
Yeah, well, her little flower sprinkles,
isn't it
her garden.
It's kind of oddly British for somebody who went over there and realized it was just a racist, horrible place. There's a lot of jam and tea and honey.
And why is she using all the royal crown on her stationery? I thought she hated being a royal. I thought she wanted to eschew the royal life and come back to America.
Well, it seems it's just very interesting. And seeing it all happen in real time fills me with it fills me with I recognize how much this was the plan the whole time. And you got to give your hats off to her.
It's hard to enhance your brand that quickly. Get your name out there in a ubiquitous way.
No one needs honey. Right now.
No
one needs jam. There's not one systemic racist problem no one needs jam. There's not one person wrongly accused of something or whatever, doesn't have money for a lawyer, that's looking for elderberries or wildflowers or whatever the hell she's talking about. The only people that are concerned with this stuff are people she lives in an area in Montecito that's so wealthy, they're not even on Earth anymore.
No.
And it's a beautiful area. It's a great area. But they float around and they have tea and they pick flowers. Yeah. They live in a fairy tale.
She makes sun tea, Tim.
Yeah,
she makes sun tea.
And,
we all have time to do.
Yeah, they kind of sit around in their backyards and they enjoy this and they smell lavender and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
it's not how you're living in LA right now?
It's not how we're living. No, we're sitting by our doors with guns.
Like normal people.
Yeah, we're sitting by the door with a gun waiting for someone to come in. That's how we're living. And
check the sun tea.
Yeah. No one's making honey. If you have honey in your house, you're using it as a weapon.
You don't have a local beekeeper?
No, there's no local beekeeper. There's no gardens. They've all
down
burned.
On the job. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I have a treat for you because in addition to her new Netflix show, she has launched yet another podcast.
Thank God.
This one is about...
Thank God.
Yes, this one is about founders. How does she style
Is it all female founders?
Yes.
Please,
I think it's all female founders.
Is it female founders? Female founders, right?
Confessions of a female founder.
Thank God. What are they thinking about, these female founders?
Oh, here you go.
What are they doing?
She starts with herself because she now considers herself a founder.
And it's hard to find... When you are married to a prince, how do you start a business? That's a real question because the struggle she had to go through being married to a prince and being one of the most famous people in the world. How do you start a business when you're rich and famous?
Your castle's too small.
It's hard.
Your grandmother, your spouse's grandmother doesn't seem to really like you and then dies.
Yeah.
I mean, your one greatest connection is now out.
Thank God, because I want to know how this all happened, and I want to get into the mind of the female founder.
Here we go. Here's this founder discussing, I think...
Remember when she pretended to like poor people? That lasted a few weeks.
I know. Sex workers, I remember that with her inspo messages on the bananas.
Right.
Here she is on her new podcast.
Let's be honest. Launching a business, it can be so overwhelming. Even with the best of teams, it'll keep you up at night. For example, a month ago, I was absolutely consumed with packaging. Boxes. That's all I could think about. And I would sit there doing the unboxing in my head. Is there tissue paper? What about the packing peanuts? But they're biodegradable. And where does the sticker go? And hold on, and what size the box is going to be? And no, that's not going to fit all the SKUs. Oh my gosh. And then someone says, but you don't want to brand the outside of the box because of porch pirates. Had never heard that before. What's a porch pirate? And then I'm sitting there and I'm like, does any of this actually matter? Of course it matters. It matters at the beginning, but how much does it matter?
Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, it's, well, she's also, she's kept up at night because she's, half the staff quit.
That's right.
They quit.
On any given day, she's got half staff. On any given
day, the staff will quit because she just, launches into a tirade. And for whatever reason, they feel unsafe.
She's been accused multiple times of being a bullying abuser.
Well, she's throwing honey at people's heads and stuff. So she's kept up at night wondering about what lawsuits will trickle in because of the abusive behavior towards the staff.
You're like, didn't that soundbite just hit so many of the leftist boxes? Like, are they biodegradable?
Yes.
And what does the packaging
look
like?
But what I like about her, I've gone the other way now because now that she's coming out as a monster... I'm actually on board now because I'm into it because now, by the way, there's no longer even an attempt. It's such a thinly veiled attempt to be this conscientious person who, she's really just saying like, I'm a founder.
Yeah.
I'm a founder and I'm a big business tycoon and it's tough for me.
Can I tell you, she's not the only extremely rich woman who, in her case, it's questionable, but in a lot of these other women's cases, their husbands are multimillionaires or billionaires.
Yes.
And then the women like open a charity or like give their money to somebody. And then they're like, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur. It's like, okay.
I'm a founder.
Look, I appreciate
I've connected people with jam.
Right. Like,
yeah.
I see that your husband made billions of dollars.
Right.
But the fact that you spent some of it doesn't make you a founder.
Well, it's also she never cared. It was all about, in the beginning, it was all about like unwinding the systems of oppression.
Yeah.
Remember that?
That's done, didn't you know?
Remember that?
She solved that.
Remember that? It was like she would go to like a third world country and there'd be a bunch of kids dancing and she'd take a photo with them. Now it seems much more about like she's looking at like Gwyneth Paltrow, what Gwyneth Paltrow did with her store.
Yes.
Goop or whatever it's called. I think it's Goop.
Goop.
Yeah, and I think she's looking at that and going, that's what she wants to be. She wants to be Martha Stewart.
Yeah. Although what I found out after the fact was she launched her show with showing you how to make this one recipe. It's like one pot pasta. You make it on the stove. And then everybody flooded Twitter with the fact that apparently is a Martha Stewart recipe.
Sure.
That's apparently very well known in Martha Stewart land.
Yeah.
So even the inaugural episode is cheating off of somebody else's
Well, I mean, you
recipes.
got to hand it to her. She knows that we don't have a memory.
Yes,
the country doesn't have a memory. We have a fatally short memory. And we're kind of tolerant of however people want to reintroduce themselves in the moment.
Yes.
So she understands America.
I didn't know.
Better than I do or maybe you do because she gets it. We love the huckster. We root for the huckster.
Yes.
We root for kind of the criminal sometimes. And she's kind of assuming that role of going, this is who I am today.
Right. Yeah, I found my wave. I'm going to ride it.
I found my wave.
Tariff wars, stubborn inflation, no wonder gold has been routinely hitting all-time highs. In volatile markets like the one we have now, don't sit on the sidelines with your head in the sand. You can take control and safeguard your savings now. This is why so many Americans today are turning to Birch Gold Group. They've helped tens of thousands convert an existing IRA or 401k into one in physical gold. Is it time for you to hedge against economic instability with gold? To learn how to own physical gold in a tax-sheltered account, text MK to 989898. Birch Gold will send you a free, no-obligation info kit. Again, text MK to the number 989898. A-plus rating with a Better Business Bureau, countless 5-star reviews. Birch Gold has helped so many. It took us decades to get into the tangled mess we're in right now. How long to get out of it? Text MK to 989898 today. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.